The more vices I quit, the nicer my life gets. Hi, my name is James, and I am a grateful, recovered alcoholic, an addict of many things, easier, softer ways, and pleasure. Pat Crawford, what's up? Mindside, checking out the membership perks, Pat Crawford. Well, thank you. Starting the stream at 7 p.m. Yes, I am Eastern time. I do this stream sporadically because I'm an erratic addict of a man, and if it doesn't please me, I usually don't do it. Which brings us to our topic tonight. I would like to share part of my life with you about quitting things and getting that energy and space filled in life with positive things. If you can channel it that way. And we're going to talk about that. ES, what up? Randomly is better than I don't know. I'm only clever part of the time. 60% of the time, every time, is when I'm clever. Harvard Wizard, welcome. How do you do? Raleigh, good to see you as well. Mindsight, Pat Crawford, thanks for hitting that join button and joining the membership. I got to tell you guys the truth, which is what I always do on here, don't I? But I got to tell you, I didn't want to stream tonight. I had a weird day, a weird and difficult day, but it was also very good and awesome. I had a weird and difficult day yesterday, so I did something different today, and I'm quitting another one of my vices. I've discovered over decades of quitting things and taking them back up. Things like alcohol, benzodiazepines, nicotine, caffeine. I quit sex once. I quit the masturbation once. I did that once. I've quit all these other things many times. I did that once for 90 days. No FAP. Are you kids hip on this? No FAP. It taught me things about myself. The point is, quitting vices actually brings stuff to replace. The space that your vice took in your life, the energy, the space, it doesn't just stay empty. Something replaces it. Now, what replaces it, you do have some power over. This is the proposition for the topic we're talking about today. How do you like it? Feel free to always call me live on the live stream. There's the number down there. And share with me your experience, strength, and hope on quitting vices. Now, I first noticed this, with alcohol. When I quit alcohol, I've quit for 10 months at a time, 12 months at a time, 18 months at a time, 7 years, 7.5. And this time, I'm now 15 months free of alcohol and bad, dangerous drugs. I say the dangerous drugs because there was one or two, if you include caffeine, drugs that I kept in my life. I still consume caffeine, and I was consuming cannabis for part of my recovery. And I'm guessing that eliminating that will bring some cool-ass things back into my life as well. I'm going to tell you straight up, this isn't a theory. This was proven to me second-handedly. This was one of them byproducts of sobriety. Here's what I think I know from just watching it all happen. I think after I cut out the nicotine vape, I think my body and brain and soul and spirit and addict, ghost is like, where's my dopamine, MFer? Then I just subconsciously, to survive, my brain and body and soul and being and spirit start doing things to get that dopamine. Now, if I don't have my vape, I got to get that dopamine somehow. Dopamine, if you don't know, is a naturally occurring chemical in the human, Abdullah Oblongata, perhaps, that it's the motivation. It's one of the quote unquote happy hormones, chemicals, whatever you want to call it. You got serotonin, dopamine, oxytocin, all endorphins, I think, in the same category. But the dopamine is responsible for motivation. It is the most point of interest in my life right now because you could call me a sloth because I'm so damn lazy. You know what I'm saying? Midday slump? Are you kidding me? If I'm not occupied between noon and 5 p.m., I'll take a nap like a little baby. Because I don't want to face that slump of dopamine between the afternoon hours. Can you feel me out there, viewer? Sugar as well. Sugar, bro, I'm concerned right now because I just ate a particularly salty dinner, like cheese on chicken, broccoli and stuff. And I know I'm going to be super craving some super sugar, and I just don't want to go grocery shopping right now to get them sweets. But if I end up at the grocery store at like 11:30 at night, 10:30, they're closed at 11:30, I think, grabbing some Twizzlers and some Cadbury eggs and shit, man. Vices. What if I gave up sugar? What would I fill in then? What would take sugar's place? Because I'll tell you what's been taking nicotine's place. Flirting. Now, I haven't been in the mood to flirt pretty much all this year. It's been recovery, James. It's been like, let's recover from a seemingly hopeless state of mind and body. And then I start to get around, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly, but then I come around slowly usually. I'm a slow learner. I ain't ashamed. But it might take a minute for me. So, when I recover slowly. It seems like, number one, this time I am hesitant to be willing to get busy living. Part of recovery is to get busy living and stop getting so busy dying. And it seems like this time, when I say this time, I've, been in and out of recovery since 28 years old, and I'm 44. So 2008. I've been trying to recover with a couple relapses over the past couple decades. And this time, well, shit. So I forgot what I was going to say. That's part of, losing the war on drugs your entire life. I've also had a couple concussions. But what was I talking about? Children's, what was Uncle Soberdelic James talking about just then? Oh, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to quit smoking weed. Basically. Trippy Seeds drinking this evening. Me, I'm working on my 12th step. The 12th step of Alcoholics Anonymous, the program I choose to give my will over to in order to remain sober and happy, joyous, and free. AA, Alcoholics Anonymous. The 12th step, there are 12 steps in the suggested program of recovery in Alcoholics Anonymous. The 12th step is having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps that we just worked, the first 11. I carry this message to alcoholics. I think it goes something like that. So basically, I'm carrying this message to you guys in a step 12. I am a sober alcoholic. Now, man, oh Shevitz, am I not happy, joyous, and free all the time? Today might have been, I might have been restless, irritable, and discontented. Probably 90% of today. Off and on, I may have been happy, joyous, and free about 10%. But that is progress, not perfection. That is progress, not perfection, you know what I mean? And that's all the program claims and promises. Progress, not perfection. It's better than the alternative, destruction and a slow downward spiral into the depths of Hades. The depths of hell. I don't mean to be so comical, but active alcoholism, active addiction, it's fun at first, but you end up in the depths of hell, goddammit. And I know you know what I'm talking about. You'd be biting the heads off of bats in alleyways and shit, just like Ozzy. You know what I mean? It's hell. So, you start by quitting what takes you to hell. That for me was booze. I always took booze and benzos way too far. I'd black out for weeks on end. Weekends on end. I don't know, maybe. I forgot. That's the whole consensus of a blackout, is that you forgot. But I might have blacked out on benzos and booze because I just keep taking them. The addict can't stop. So I had to stop the booze, total abstinence. That's AA taught me that. I don't know if they knew that before Bill W. and Dr. Bob. To take any alcohol into my body will produce a phenomenon of craving where 1 is too many and 1,000 is never enough. So I had to quit booze. How did I do it? I followed exactly what AA suggested. I asked somebody in AA, hey, how did you get and stay sober, and why are you so goddamn happy? And they're like, all right, I'll show you. And you do as they suggest, and you get what they got. So I did that, finally, at different degrees, going back in and out. So now I apply this way of life to smoking. Because vaping, for me it was, I smoked for 2 decades and vaped for another. 30 years off and on I've been smoking. 14, that's 24, 34, 44. Off and on I've been using nicotine for 30 years. I'm 44 years old. I know I don't act like it. Hey, hashtag Holly Ford in the building. Me and Holly talk. We text. We friends. And I think we've had this conversation. When I quit, especially nicotine, because nicotine is that ever-available vape in your pocket. Now it's all delicious tasting too, whether you get vanilla tobacco or whether you get melon cracko. Oh, you like my hair? Like this? Well, thank you. Really? Because I wonder sometimes, you know. You look about 65 trying to grab a drink. I don't know. I don't get that one. Yeah, some of us are. Those of you who are drinking, you know what they say at Favor Faces and Voices of Recovery. I go to their all recovery meetings sometimes at noon. Favor, look it up. FAVOR, Faces and Voices of Recovery. There might be a place near you. A little wispy. Well, thank you, hashtag Holly Ford. Thank you. I get self-conscious about my appearance. I don't know why. Shit. I'm not saying that to you. I'm not saying that to anybody, really. I'm just saying. All my life, it's just like worrying about how I look. What the motherfuck is up with this? With you guys, it's not so much, but I mean, when you get on the internet, you got to make sure you at least like your hair. You know what I mean? I'll wear it like this every day. I'll wear it like this today and every day for the rest of my life. You know, I'm gonna make my life about wearing my hair like that, wispy. Brandon cut my hair. I was just hanging out with Brandon today. I had a bad day, and I'm starting to realize what we have been saying the entire time, what they've been telling me in the program the entire time. It's a we program. It's not a me thing. Recovery is a we thing, not a me thing. There's 11 of us in this room right now. We have a better chance at recovering. Oh, somebody called me a sexy cunt. Well, thanks, Trippy. Well, thank you. You guys are stroking my ego now, thinking I'm sexy and shit. But look, listen, let's get serious. I gotta quit that vice. That'll be the last vice that I'm willing to let go of. I'm quitting weed. We got a gram left. You know what I mean? I guess I probably shouldn't be saying that on the interweb because I'm going to be applying for a job or two in a month. And if they go through the thousands of hours of Sober James just to find this little tidbit of information, I would be surprised, but I still shouldn't. But I'm going to quit because there's a ton of reasons. Number one, the topic of this stream. When I quit shit, I get shit. Feel me? One time. You know what I mean? When I quit shit, I get shit. When I quit my vices, my life becomes niceness. You know what I mean? Yeah, and motherfucking fuck the post office. I have committed. I once was committed. They took my shoelaces. I was in a psych ward. And I'm like, you bastards, I'm a veteran. Can someone please get my acoustic guitar that I brought with me in the ambulance? I don't deserve to be in here. Can you bring my house plant bonsai tree that I brought in the ambulance as well, please? Make sure that gets in here. And I don't belong here in this psych ward. And then within 10 minutes of being there, I was drunk, obviously. They convinced me it was a detox. Within 10 minutes, the local nymphomaniac, like legit nymphomaniac, diagnosed, was making out with me. I was making out with her. We were making out with each other. 10 minutes into the psych ward in Florida that they called a detox, I'm making out with the nymphomaniac. They had to rip her off of me. She's in the cold shower, and I'm just like, somebody better give me a room without bed bugs, because I've had it. My day was weird and unusual and difficult, just like every other day as a fucking weirdo like myself. No, I woke up alone, with my darlings, with my babies. So here's what I'm learning in sobriety. I would have used to, if I could, drank over all of this, so I never would have learned this stuff because it's too painful, and it's too inconvenient, and it's not comfortable. So I would have drank over it, and I never would have learned it. That's what I'm learning most about abstaining from your drug of choice, is that you now have to face and learn and grow. You're forced to feel the pain. You're forced to feel the awkwardness, the weirdness. You feel joy. You feel good shit too. Horny as a motherfucker. Horny as a devil. Horny toad is what you are at times. And you can be angry, sad. You feel loneliness. You feel togetherness, community. You feel community. When you're in your community, you feel community. You take communion and you feel all of it and you grow. That's what sobriety and recovery is. Because the curse of the addict is we drank over all of our feelings. Oh, I almost eliminated my wisp. I gotta keep the magic wisp. made out in a psych world. I need to write a book, but I can't because I have ADHD and I make excuses for myself. I'm a perfectly good writer too. And I could probably type if I put my mind to it, which I have before. But my mind has ADHD and it skips. Like a CD. I got ADHD. My mind skips like a CD. But I'm quitting shit. And you know what comes in? Myself. The more I quit, the more room I make, the more of myself comes back. And then all of a sudden I'm comfortable being myself. I don't know how this happens. I don't know if guilt and fear starts to dissolve or become less and less common in your day-to-day life. I don't know what happens, but you start to feel comfortable being yourself. You guys get to experience me because I'm in the safety of my home. This is relatively, I'm not afraid to be myself. I'm not worried that I'll accidentally, I don't know. There has been some fears with live streaming, but for some reason or another, like I was born to do, I warm it up, Chris. Because I'm about to. No, like I was born to do this. This is what makes me comfortable. Now, when I go out into public and I'm meeting total brand new people, you might as well stick a fork in me. I'm done. I can have very small social interactions. Today, I spent a couple hours out there in the jungle of society. Socializing, having lunch with friends, real dangerous, scary stuff. Yeah, but I've tried to write. I should write. I don't know if I'm making excuses. I don't know if I'm going to go my whole life without fulfilling my fucking potential. I was thinking the other night, if somebody said, he never lived up to his potential. Well, I guess it wasn't really his potential then. Do you think I choose to not live up to my potential? You might say I have the potential to be a good writer. What does that entail? Successful? Is that published? Best-selling? You know what I mean? What is a good writer? What is a writer? One who writes? I have written. What is potential? If somebody dies without, quote, living up to their potential, then that just, to me, obviously means that wasn't their potential, that you thought their potential was dying having done what they did. That was their true potential by definition. You know what I mean? Potential. Yeah, what potential? If Sober James died tomorrow and he had done what he had done, he made a relatively successful recovery from addiction channel, have touched many lives, maybe not a gazillion, but maybe as many as, one life I know, from what you tell me, I know 2 lives, just come to think of it, from what you tell me, that I touched. And we're writing all this on my tombstone, by the way. Everything I'm saying right now. Commas, periods, exclamation points, all of it. I know I touched at least 1 life. Anyway, that was, some people might say he had such great potential. He could have been a writer, he could have held the record over Wilt Chamberlain for most vagina slayed. No, that's a joke. He could have been a stand-up comedian. He could have been a movie star. But no, he just died. Well, then that wasn't my potential, was it? My potential was exactly what I fulfilled. True potential. That is exactly the most I could have done. That was my true potential. Shit. Broke some ribs along the way. So anyway, my point is, as I'm quitting these easy dopamine fixes, and that includes every one of our dirty little pleasures. If it's vaping, if it's tweaking your nipples while crossing a crosswalk in Manhattan, if that's what gets your rocks off, you quit that. Because once we quit this easy, perverse, for me it's drugs and alcohol, I drink coffee because it has drugs in it, caffeine. Am I going to drink no caffeine coffee? No. Stains my teeth. Kind of bitter. Why would I do that? Am I going to vape a non-nicotine vape? No. So for me, and let's just be straight up. I can use sex and women the same way. And porn. I know nobody wants to picture me fucking, but like, it's the truth. I can go to that shit just like I can go to vaping and shit. So I eliminate that. That's called NoFap if you want to look it up. That brought all kinds of things into my life when I did it in 2018. I'll never forget. This channel might be a result of me doing NoFap for 90 days. I have on this channel, if you dig real deep into the playlists, there's me doing stand-up comedy talking about my NoFap experience. And it was funny. I don't know how many of you have dug that deep on the Sober James channel, but I have hundreds of videos. Some of them back in 2018, 2019, different kind of Sober James videos. I tell you to dig for it because I don't have the attention span to look to organize my channel page right now. Richard Bachman, really good writers. Crazy work ethic. They write hours a day. Insane. You gotta love it. Right. What do I love? You know what I love? Watching movies. Me and my sister Leanne, God rest her. My sister Terry likes a good movie too, but me and my sister Leanne will stare at the TV with our mouths open. Borderline drooling. I think she may have drooled. Now, we had an aunt that, I don't know, maybe autism, maybe something, but she was different. Maybe neurodivergent. So I'm thinking, I love to watch TV. I love to not worry. I love to be able to shut my brain off completely to do something that doesn't aggravate my attention deficit disorder and make me an anxious wreck that's uncomfortable in my own skin. What's up, Kopic from England? Let me let my dogs out real quick. I'll be back. Yes indeed, skibble dibbles. Yeah, not watching porn. Shout for anybody that OnlyFans and hey, bro. My point is, when you stop taking the easy route to pleasure, your body and mind, out of a survival mechanism that's activated, will start doing natural means of supplying dopamine, pleasure, satisfaction, and gratification, aka exercising, taking up hobbies, hitting on some booty that you like the looks of. Natural shit. You know what I mean? When I got a vape, some weed, and some coffee, if I got the weed to go in between my vape hits and my coffee sips, and I got the vape hits to go in between my weed hits and my coffee sips, then I got a trio of trifection there, and I'm not even gonna think about getting off of my couch to go hit on some booty that I like the looks of. So I'm not gonna get any booty. Anybody within earshot that's an addict knows what I'm talking about when I say you will choose your fucking, excuse my language, sponsored by McDonald's. You will choose it over that booty that you like the looks of. You know what I mean? And I like vape. I like the vaping. But I haven't vaped in months, a couple months now. I quit it because I believe in this topic wholeheartedly. I've experienced it. When I quit a vice, new and positive things take its place. There is a catch. You have to be cognizant. You have to be conscious. You have to keep an eye on it. You have to be aware. You have to beware. Be wary that you don't bring in an even worse vice. You know what I mean? Who here has gotten sober, but just be jerking off, like, you know, all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? Because your brain, bro, we're human. Like, you know, now I want satisfaction. Then you start, and then there was times in my life, and I'm not doing it right now, that I used women like a drug. Just drank them till they were empty. Till I was drunk. And that's something I got to watch out for. In recovery sobriety. So, I don't have the Tinder. I don't have the Bumble. I don't have the OKC. I don't have the POF. I don't have the Hinge. And I don't have the Facebook dating. I don't have any of that shit. Shit, I don't even have Facebook anymore. You know why? Because that was a vice. They say it's not good for me. Let's see what happens when I eliminate it. And I don't know if I'm channeling Mitch Hedberg. It is significant enough for me to bring up on a live stream, and this is a very good thing for anybody that has vices in their lives to hear. When you eliminate that vice, something has to replace it, and you have, in my experience, you have a choice of what replaces it. As addicts, we're going to go for the easier, softer way. Maybe you quit smoking, you start eating a lot of ice cream. Well, shit. In a year, you can dwindle down on the ice cream and quit it altogether, then see what comes in. Sex. You know, maybe. What's up, Jeremy? Fit for task. Hey, it's good to see you, man. I know I stream a little late for UK viewers to catch me live, but I do like your comments. I see a ton of them. Fit for task. ES says, now an online shopaholic. Not kidding. It became scary. This is what I'm talking about. ES knows what I'm talking about. And I'm sure everybody that is listening knows. Something fills its place. Sometimes it can be positive. I mean, we have to use ask God for power to fill in its life. You start to become more and more human. Alcohol is poison. Humans weren't supposed to consume it. That's why it fucks us up. We happen to like the way it does, but it's poison. Humans aren't supposed to consume it. If you stop that unnatural activity, something natural that you put down will replace it. We all want to be natural and fresh. Natural and fresh. That's the new channel name. Natural and Fresh by Sober James. Pat says it gets lonely as a single divorced guy living alone in early recovery. Yes, it does. But you know what? You're feeling that. It's a completely natural feeling. You're feeling it instead of drinking over it. And when I used to get lonely, when I was single or broken up with, or I would drink and act out what I was feeling. So like, God help the world God help anybody that came in contact with me that night. Whether I was like aggressively sexual or aggressively emotional or sad or lonely, you know what I mean? Like, God help the world. Now we got to feel it. So the privilege of sobriety is that you feel it and you grow. You feel and no pain, no gain. Growing pains. And that's the benefit of quitting something that makes you comfortable. That's not good for you. Obviously, alcohol is not good for the alcoholic. Nicotine is no good for me. I've told you this before, but I'll vape my nicotine vape more than air itself, and I'll vape it down to where metal is burning on metal, and it tastes like burnt tires. And I don't know. Maybe I just don't want to go get another one. Maybe the store's closed. But I'll vape that until I got a headache. That's compulsive addict behavior. When you eliminate that, I think I've said it multiple times on this stream, shit takes its place. When I quit shit, I get shit. Has anybody else experienced this? Balance is the ultimate holy grail, ES says. Positive is good, but too much of a good thing is not a good thing. My husband now works out 4 to 5 hours a day and still isn't happy. Well, he should try 6 to 8, okay? I mean, is he just a slacker? 4 to 5 hours? Come on, you want to be happy? 6 to 8 hours. Pumping iron. Tell him that, ES. I'm just kidding. Don't tell him that. Can't be trusted drinking at the moment. Shite. Clearly had a hold of me Wednesday. Regrets from Wednesday. Pat Crawford, now a Sober James channel member. Thanks for joining, Pat. Pat says it gets lonely. It does, as a single guy in recovery. It fucking does. But we got to feel it. I am lonely right now. And remember when I told you I can use women like I use drugs? I've done that before. And used them up, discarded them. Or just got what I want from them. And it's sick, but it takes a tremendous amount of effort to not do that. Do you know what that is? That's growth. Me not drinking and going out and slaying bitches just because I'm lonely and horny and drunk. When I'm not drinking, I'm not going to go slay bitches either. I've done that. No bitches will be slain on my watch this time. You know what I mean? And that takes effort. On this, my natural tendency is I don't have my drugs, I don't have my alcohol. I need something to make me feel good. Emotions, man, ES says. I don't even know which ones are normal anymore because they're all uncomfortable. Yeah. No one said they were, it was going to be easy. That's the thing, man, about this. When you cease your comfort drug, your vice. Maybe monks were on the same vein of philosophy that I'm talking about here. Don't reach for comfort all the time. Abstain. Be celibate from the earthly pleasures. And then something to be said about when I do these esteemable things, like quit vaping. It's hurting my lungs. It's hurting my dopamine regulatory system. It's making me an asshole, irritable, restless, discontent. Quit vape. That's an esteemable action. Months go by, I start to feel more self-esteem from doing this esteemable thing. When I refrain from slaying bitches, you know what I mean, fellas? When I refrain from slaying bitches, you know, esteemable action right there. You join my channel for $2.99. What extra do I get as a member? Esteem, young Pat. No, you got a badge. That's the soberdelic sandwiches tier 1. There's a tier 2, and there's a tier 3 for $9.99. Tier 3, you get extra content, a whole bunch of extra videos. I think there's like 100. But you're on tier 1, you get a cool sticker, emoji. Every month that goes by, I think you get a new emoji. Island. But I don't know. I'm thinking of living a simpler life and not doing this. YouTube thing. To be honest, I'm just caught up right now in this. I'm in a change in my life right now. I'm going from, I don't know, I've been working as a mail carrier at the post office for 6 months, 7 months now. And now I'm taking a leap. I'm starting a 3-week class to get certified as a peer support specialist. I don't even know if it's a viable option to make a living. I think I do. I mean, I did a little bit of research, but who knows? I don't know. I'm trigger shy. Because of all the faulty decisions of my past, I'm trigger shy. I don't know. But who the hell knows? You know what I mean? Like, I wish I could just enjoy, be in the moment, no matter what's going on out here. I guess that's just pipe dreams. I'm not going to be comfortable all the time. Period. End of story. I'm not going to be happy all the time. Period. End of story. There is no way for me to achieve 100% happiness 100% of the time. So I should just accept it. Or as those bumper stickers and memes say, it's not it's not hoping for no rain, it's learning to dance in the rain. I do know I'm not streaming every day. There's a couple reasons. One of the ones that you will like is that streams aren't as good if they happen every day. They're not as, I don't know. It's hard to stream every day. Whatever. You know what I mean? But I'm not streaming every day. Because it's crap. I mean, it can be. Nothing I put out is crap. Except for crap. But, you know what I mean? Maybe now that I don't have my vape, my weed, my booze, my sex, now that I don't have all that, maybe I'll just be streaming 24/7. That's what I mean by quitting vices and some new shit comes in. For me, lately, like I said, my dopamine it needs to be, the beast needs to be fed. So I start getting it through different means that I happen to like. Healthy human means. What's up, Raphael? The doggos I'm about to go check on because they're continuing to bark outside. So, and plus, I'm getting hungry for some chocolate chip cookies. I start crushing chocolate chip cookies about this time at night like a werewolf be crushing human flesh and bones. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to go to Publix. Publix, yes, that's how I pronounce it. Don't front. Publix is the way you pronounce it too. I'm about to go to Publix. You know what I mean? And get me some cookies and milk. Because, yo. Yeah, there you go. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You can't see it on the screen, but you can see it on the lean, mean chat box machine. You know what I'm saying? And I can update those. When did you join, Pat? You're member number 16, I think. If you join during the stream, if one of you clicks on that join button in the chat box that's pinned right there. Oh, I didn't pin it. My bad. You know what I mean? Way up at the top. I'm going to pin it. Click that join button to get yourself a James Brown live. That's right. James Brown will return from the dead and dance for that ass if you join the membership. There is emojis, stickers, and access to content that not everybody has to, except for third tier members, the Soberdelic Stage Crew tier. So, Ms. Ford, what happened at the weed store? Do you want to call in or do you want to type it out? You can either call in or you could type it out. You can either call in or you could type it out. Type it out. Type it out. And then to call in and to type it out. You know what I mean? And I don't even care if... Can I just... I'm going to go check on my girl. She's barking at something. Last time she was barking this much, she got bit by a copperhead. So I'll be right back. It's a little cold for that. See, I might could actually do some air fryer cookies. You know what I mean? Like some air fryer chocolate chip cookies. What's up, Raphael? Yeah, I fuck up every night. You know what I mean? Every morning, every day. My problem hours are noon to 5 p.m. That's my problem. That's where I'm like the lowest. I don't know what it is. Well, actually, science tells me that it's a dopamine lull. And that is when all humans experience the lowest amount of dopamine in the 24-hour cycle that is the day. Our most surplus dopamine times are in the morning and evening. I've always felt really good in the evening. I'm really talkative and really, really stimulated in the morning. Like really just, I want to, as my uncle calls it, wax philosophical. I do some streams in the morning on this channel. Sometimes I'll do the podcast and see what's popping on the podcast. I'm going to go get some, I might get some air fryer cookie dough chocolate chip cookies to represent in the air fryer in this motherfucker. Because like, look, I am a beast of burden. I am a creature of pleasure. I'm a beast of burden, baby. I need to be pleasured. And it seems like I'm working all the time. Why can't I just get some pleasure? It used to be I could drink my pleasure, smoke or vape my pleasure, jerk my vapor, jerk my pleasure, or, you know what I'm saying? Get my poke on my pleasure, poke on the pleasure, you know what I mean? But when I refrain from these things, well, good for you, Pat. Thank you. That made me happy. I saw the notification. That means you're my 16th member. Whoever joins here in the next 10 minutes while I'm streaming will be my 17th. So click that join here button to become a member. I need like a gazillion members. I should really up the price or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm gonna... I never do anything, man. You ever catch a glimpse of your life through a less fortunate person's eyes? Discord. What's up with that, Miss Ford? Were you on a submarine while serving in the Navy? No, I was on a I was on a fighter jet squadron on land, but we were stationed to the USS George Washington nuclear aircraft carrier, and on a different 9 months, the USS Enterprise. Which, before I joined the Navy, I thought the USS Enterprise was a Star Trek thing. You know what I'm saying? Oh, shit. A workaholic. I had to quit that, but it works for most people. Yeah, I like working. I realized when I'm staying home alone, when I'm staying home during the day, that's when the devil gets up in me. You know, I am my own worst enemy. And when I'm alone with myself, and, you know, my disease of alcoholism wants me to be alone. That's why it insists that I'll be comfortable if I don't go out. I am like sticking to people like glue now. And more frequently, I'm like getting out of my comfort zone, which my addict has convinced me that my comfort zone is on my couch alone, chilling, not exercising, not moving, not playing pickleball, disc golf, or not even playing doctor with the booty that I like the looks of. I ain't doing none of that shit. I'm not even living, I'm just dying. That's what I mean about whittling your way down through the vices that you take comfort in. It was booze, benzos, nicotine, sex, huffing gas, drinking Robitussin. It doesn't even matter. We all have vices, and if we whittle them out of our lives, life trickles in to replace the space that they left, the void. I'm telling you this from experience. I'm not guessing. This has been proven to me. I wasn't even looking for it. This is just one of them facts. Jacks. I know there's at least 2 Jacks in here, so I used Jacks plural. Them's the facts, Jacks. I ain't even gonna front, bro. I've huffed gas. I like to get fucked up. So before I could get my hands on them good, like anything, even alcohol, I would huff gas. 16, 17. Hey, sniff this. Sniff it twice. Oh, so nice. Sniff it 3 times. You know. Coma. No, you don't want to. We're not going to talk about huffing gas. But gasoline, yeah. Paint thinner, yeah. I never got the spray paint because I never really wanted to make a mess out of everything. But I've done that shit. I huffed butane, I think, when on a camping trip in juvenile hall. Can you believe it's the kind of shit I tell the internet? Like, what the fuck? But that's just the way. If somebody out there might be somebody out there that feels alone because they huffed gas and they don't want to tell anybody. Bro, I huffed gas too. We like to get altered We're looking for anything and everything that can alter our minds to where we feel comfortable and not restless, irritable, and discontent. Lacquerhead is the Primus song that talks about people that huff solvents to get high. Lacquerhead. If you like the band Primus, or if you just like good old rock and roll. Primus is the ticket. Ass gas. I'd be huffing that ass gas. Yo, that's some rock bottom shit right there. Yo, bro, I was huffing some ass gas. I would just be up, you know, it would be strangers. I'd just be on the street huffing ass gas, strangers' ass gas. It was the lowest point I'd ever seen when I was sticking my nose in people's ass crack, sniffing and huffing their gas just to get high. I don't know why he sounds like that. Get off my back. You know what I mean? But the whole air duster, butane, air duster. Whoa, I'm hard, man. Or whippets. Whoa, dude. Nitrous oxide? You betcha. Scares the fuck out of me. Basically, permanent Asperger's, barely able to communicate with the outside world after doing that shit for 2 years. Bro, I've had multiple concussions, and I have gotten fucked up every which way but loose on everything you can imagine, including whippets, that's nitrous oxide, or aerosol whippet cans, duster, I think, isn't duster nitrous oxide? Maybe. Several people in AA who switched to laughing gas. What are you talking about, bro? I've met literally thousands of people in AA, and I've never heard that. Nitrous oxide, yeah, laughing gas. Nitrous oxide. It's not, I don't think it's addictive. It's an inhalant. It's what they give you at the dentist's office. So it's an anesthetic. Whippets. Yeah, you know what I mean? Retard. This hashtag Holly Ford using them words from the 80s. I love you. That's why I'm tarded too. That's why I'm tarded. I've had concussions. I used to do whippets, huff gasoline, bro. Drinking Robitussin. I huffed so much gas one time, I went into a theatrical hallucination. Somebody had closed the electrical garage door. I happened to be going into a theatrical hallucination at the moment, which means it's in my mind and combined with my vision. Anyway, the garage door that closed set off a hallucination and delusion reaction in my head where I thought that a rainbow was washing over everything, and then it washed over me, and I was frozen in time forever in that position. Chill bro is right. If I could go back to my, because bro, who knows how many brain cells went on parades and never came back, you know, that episode. Smart whips. I'm sure they got new shit now, yeah. Went to a rave at Woodstock 99 where they were just, I passed a dude with balloons, bought them off him. I now had 7, 8 balloons. I was carrying them around. I had just whippets. Your voice gets all, oh man, I think I'm going to pass out, man. Starts sounding like shades. Starts, it starts, oh, there goes my back. Also did LSD at that Woodstock 99 festival because I was young, underage. I couldn't get drunk. Couldn't get in the beer tent. Go figure. Had me out there doing whippets and dropping acid. You know? That's what happens when you don't let me in the beer tent. I'll huff your whippets. Drop your acid. You could buy them at the skate shop, the smoke shop, that Indian shop. Pizamizer. You can get incense, a bong, and some whippets. LSD is better for your brain than beer. Well, I wouldn't say we could factually say that, but I would attest to it. I would agree. I would agree with that. Most definitely. Well, I'm going to go get some chocolate chip cookies. Probably. Maybe even a whole piece of cake. Because this is what happens when I quit vices. I start filling it in with stuff. Maybe I'll start eating like a normal person. But right now, it's going to be Twizzlers. Maybe some Swedish fish. Maybe I'll get a fudge. A hot fudge to pour onto my cold ice cream. Maybe I'll get Moose Tracks. I love me some food. Heavy, greasy food. I already ate dinner. I'm looking for that. I'm looking for that ice cream that has like the shocks of fudge through it, like lightning bolts of fudge. And then I'll heat some fudge up in the microwave and pour that hot fudge over that cold fudge. And then I'll just get it stuck to the roof of my mouth and just like quiver at the sugary delight. But that's not as bad as, huffing gas. I take the one vice, I step down from huffing gas to eating ice cream, and then I step down from ice cream to maybe, a cupcake, and then, a year from now, I'm having sex with supermodels. That's how it works. Okay? With nice personalities. They don't just look good. They got nice personalities. Yeah, see what I mean? Step down. Because you don't quit cigarettes when you quit booze. You don't do them both at the same time, or you're just going to do heroin. If you try quitting cigarettes and booze at the same time, you'll just end up doing heroin. It's a mathematical equation. And, it happens 60% of the time, every time. And on that tip, but you know what I'm saying. If you try to quit everything, you know what I mean? If you try to get over your compulsive sex addiction at the same time that you try to get over your compulsive gambling addiction, you'll end up being a compulsive serial killer. If you try to quit those two things at the same time, sex and gambling, don't try to quit those at the same time. You'll become a serial killer. I mean, that's how it happens. You guys don't know this? This is common science. No, you don't even want to know what happens when you try to quit, pills and hookers. And on that tip, I'm going to go get some fudge and eat it. You know what I mean? I love me some fudge. And there's absolutely nothing perverted that you can think of when I say, I love packing that fudge right down over the ice cream, you know what I mean? Just packing that fudge. That's what I'm going to go do, you know what I mean? Pack some fudge. There's... All right, girl. She's doing one of those half barks. All right. Well, lots of programs don't allow nicotine. What programs is that? When I go to rehab, I've gotten nicotine patches. They'll give you nicotine cessation devices. But I remember smoking too. Yeah, rehabs. Well, detox, they don't allow... well, do they? Yeah, we went out to smoke when I made out with that nymphomaniac. Because that's how I know. All right, everybody, I'll talk to you the next time I stream on this Sober James Addiction Recovery live stream podcast. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. As of now, that's what it is. But you never know, I may stream tomorrow. Quit everything in order, it will kill you. Yeah, don't try to quit it all at the same time. It's too much. It's too powerful. You're not almighty, all-powerful God. Just take it easy. Trust me, I've tried it before. I had a grand mal seizure. That story is on this channel. Just look up Sober James Seizure. Sober James Withdrawal. And if you can't spell that, just look up Sober James DTs. 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 Delirium tremens. But I'll see you the next time. Until then, keep it clean, keep it real, keep doing the damn thing. Peace.